Hello, Carol Amendola Dianca, board certified nutritionist, and I am here to talk about my favorite topic lately, and that is the topic of olive oil, high polyphenol olive oil. There seems to be no end to the confusion and to the claims and to all the statements about olive oil, and I can see why. Everyone really uses it, just about everyone. It's used throughout the world. It's used in kitchens and restaurants everywhere. But I think that it's so sad that although it's used everywhere, it's really a misunderstood ingredient in most kitchens and most restaurants and most home cooks. The reason being is because we've been led to believe that all olive oil is the same and it's good for you. And the American Heart Association even tells us that olive oil is heart healthy. And so we just assume that what we're buying or what we're using is very good for us, and we use it liberally. In fact, in the United States imports about 380,000 tons of olive oil every year. So there's also a huge appetite for it. It's really a little bit sad that we have such little education about olive oil and how to choose a good olive oil, and not only to choose it for taste, quality, but for its nutritional value, which we rarely talk about. Olive oil, as we know, is a plant-based fat. It's the juice of an olive that becomes what we call oil. And in certain situations, it's completely, highly nutritious. And in other situations, it is nothing more than pouring fat on your food. And at least it's a plant-based fat, but you don't even know sometimes if it's fresh, if it's rancid, if it's been tainted, if it's a knockoff olive oil. And I know we think of knockoffs when we think about, designer purses and watches, but there is such a thing as knockoff olive oil. And it enters the United States every day. We don't have the food police like they have in Italy that watches over the quality of the foods that people are eating in Italy, because food there is their national treasure. And there's a segment of the food police that exists in almost in every region of Italy to watch for these things. Here in the United States, there are pretty liberal labeling laws, as long as it's on there with the number of calories, how much saturated fat, how much unsaturated fat there is. And most of the time, that's about it that you can see. There's so much more to know, and I've covered those things in former videos. I will list them just briefly here, and that is that you need to be able to know the harvest date. When was that oil produced? Need to know that the olives are coming from one country, preferably one type of olive, so that you can know that it maintains freshness. It needs to be packaged in a dark bottle that will preserve the nutrients that are in there, and not plastic. And that's just to mention a few things. But I could tell you anything about olive oil. I could tell you this brand is better than that brand and use this or that. Or, the olive oil I'm recommending has 30 times more polyphenols than anything else on the market, which I've heard on the internet here and on YouTube. And you have no way of really checking me. You have really no way of knowing. The only way to know is to purchase an olive oil that has those things on the label, or from a reputable grower and producer that will provide a third-party chemical analysis that will give you that information beyond the breakdown of pure fats. And that's how you would know if there's polyphenols. By the way, what are polyphenols? They're a special class of antioxidants, a special class of nutrients that were discovered in the last century, probably one of the most exciting discoveries of nutrition in the last century, that these antioxidants are so very important for us. And good olive oil should have them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple links in the description here. One link is going to be for a checklist. Next time you go to the grocery store, see how many of the items that really comprise a good, solid olive oil. It's not solid, it's liquid. Good nutritional olive oil, and use the checklist. You can just download it. And the other link will be for an olive oil that I am recommending. And I've never recommended a brand of olive oil in 10 years that I've been following this saga. But if you are interested to learn more about it and to receive a chemical analysis of what really is in that olive oil, this would be an important thing for you to check out. So thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. I thank you if you are a subscriber. It makes me so happy to know that I have subscribers to my channel that want this information. If you aren't a subscriber, please do subscribe. It would make me extremely happy. I know you're not here to make me happy, but it definitely would. And then I can continue to send out information that is comes from critical thinking and good research backed, and things that you can use to enhance your best level of health. Thank you so much for stopping by.